Would you know if you were playing a game completely created by AI? Would you care? I'm Scott.
I'm Jen.
We're Retro Rivals, and we're going to talk about AI in gaming, something we know nothing about, but it seems to be a hot topic, especially in our lunchroom at work.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not talk about it on YouTube?
Yeah, and to that point, I've seen a lot of people talking about AI. We've talked a little bit about AI before, about, checking material, but Tom and Lacey did a video where they did an unboxing. And we're like, do it in the style of Tom and Lacey. And so I thought that was interesting. And so we thought, let's talk about AI in gaming. Because there's a lot there, and maybe a lot we don't even understand. And you guys can help us in the comment section.
Definitely in the comment section, because I really don't understand a whole lot about AI. But what is AI gaming? AI creates levels, art, music, dialogue. It's not just about creating rules, but about evolving the design by learning and adapting.
Basically what that's saying is that it's going to make its own choices where you're not just coding everything in. AI is going to adapt to the situation around it, and eventually you're going to say, create a game, and it's going to come up with everything. It's going to come up with the story, the narrative, the design, the music, every aspect of the game AI can create, and we are not there. And we're going to talk about some ways that video games use AI.
You have procedural generation.
We could use roguelike.
Roguelike is the first thing I thought of when you
Yes.
said this. Here's how I look at a roguelike game. Like, it has maps, and it has textures for walls and music and enemies and all that stuff, and it may switch things around, but it's choosing from a pile of stuff that people created,
Yeah.
So is that really AI?
Well, it's like giving a kid a box of Legos and being
shuffle.
like, here, there's the Legos, make whatever you want with it based on this design. And the kids are like, oh, okay, well, this is what I have. That's what the game's doing. He's like, okay, I've been given these certain things, and I can put them back in this in the way it's been told to me to do it. But I have to do it like this. I can just, maybe there's 2 enemies here instead of 2 enemies over here. It can only do so much. It only has a certain amount of freedom.
Some tight parameters and where it
Very
has to...
tight parameters it can go from.
I mean, it's a really fancy shuffle button on my CD Walkman way back when.
Yeah.
Shuffle these songs. Okay.
Yeah, it's
And
a fancy...
I mean, that's really dumbing it down, but you're giving it everything. You're just telling it to shuffle it how in a certain parameter.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's intelligence.
No, it doesn't feel like
It feels like that's algorithms. The next one you have is enemy behavior and combat AI. If it's recognizing patterns and then countering you on that, then that is leaning towards AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're getting at, is that based on what you do, it reacts in a certain way.
But is it reacting in a certain
list
of things
it
has been told to act?
You're not going to punch an NPC in the face and then it's going to dance. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be like,
if it was a crazy NPC, it would be, hey!
But AI is not going to do that. It's going to respond in the way that it's been told to respond. It's just like, you have these sets of moves. Based on this, you can do this. Like, if you're overwhelmed, you can retreat.
Okay.
But you would know what those parameters are. It would still know what the parameters are.
Yeah. It knows what it's been told.
Yeah, so it's still
not... Like, we keep saying AI. The I in AI is intelligence. I don't see it in that description.
No.
NPC and life simulation.
So this is basically...
I don't play these kind of games, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but you have on your list Red Dead Redemption 2. You told me, the townsfolk, you said they would have conversations. Well, I'm sure they have a pool of list of X amount of...
Oh yeah, they're not going to talk about like, did you drive your sports car today? Because they don't have sports cars in that timeline, right? So,
but they don't have a full range, like a full vocabulary in the entire English language. They're not making up conversation. They have conversations
based on
already there. Like, you're allowed to talk about these things.
Yes, and I think they respond. So if you come into a town and you're aggressive and you start shooting people up, woman's like, hey, respond unfavorably and either defend yourself or run away.
Yeah.
Which would, be putting in that.
Two choices.
Those choices. Yeah. Same thing with Sims. Sims, they go about living their daily life, but you're going to tell them you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to repeat, and kind of interact with people. But
I don't see intelligence there.
Again, it's very subjective.
Next one, you have adaptive difficulty. Resident Evil 4 is on this list. I haven't played that. You did.
Yeah. So I guess if you're having a hard time in a level and you've chosen normal, and you're going to play in normal, and instead of giving you the option maybe always of like jumping down to easy, maybe it's like, okay, she didn't need easy through it the entire game, but in this one section, the enemy needs to back off a little bit because you're struggling. So
is
I'm
it
gonna back
asking
off.
you, or is it just doing it?
Well, I think
without you knowing.
I think it's.
And like a dummy, you think you beat this game on hard, but it dumbed it down to easy at some points for you.
I think that's what it is. It's adaptive difficulty.
Well, I have difficulty settings at that point.
I get what you're saying, but maybe there's like one thing you're not really good at. Like maybe you're not.
Well, then you didn't beat that game on hard.
I know, but maybe you're not good at stealth. So it went, okay, this is a very stealth-based level. We're gonna dumb this down. Or there's a lot of dodging here. You're not great at dodging. We're going to.
I've played games where I've died multiple times in the same spot, and the game will ask you, "Hey, stupid, you think maybe you want to knock it down a level there?" Like, in so many words.
And I don't know how...
I'll choose myself. If the game chooses it for you without you knowing, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So did it? Does it? Did it happen to you at any point in that game?
How would I know? It's
how many times did you die, and did it ever ask you if you wanted to change the difficulty?
It never asked me if I wanted to change the difficulty.
So you played that on what, normal?
Yeah, probably.
Did you?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You would never know, because if it's adaptive, then how many games have you played you didn't know that?
I don't play a lot of newer games though.
I know, but if you've played what was the game you struggled at towards the end?
Oh, it didn't change it for me.
You changed it.
Friggin', I just lent it to Dennis. Evil West?
Yeah.
Evil West kicked my patootie.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good word.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you never were given the option to drop down to easy and it was like, he's struggling here, let's adapt this difficulty, and maybe the enemy doesn't go at him 4 times in a row, maybe he goes at him 3 times and then does a different set of moves. You would never know, because you would never know.
Oh, I hate that.
It's not an option, it's running it in the background for you.
Well, yeah, it's not an option. I hate that.
No.
I hate that. All games are easy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good argument.
I don't understand this next topic. It says Nemesis memory system.
So
what is that?
So that would be when your enemies remember past battles, and when you come back to battle them again, they remember the scenarios that you went through. So maybe I don't know exactly how this works, but maybe it remembers like conversations and moves it over to here, and choices and paths, or maybe it remembers how you fought and it replies in kind, that it kind of like counters that way. It's like, okay, he or she fights this way, let's respond this next battle that way to combat that.
I don't look at that as intelligence. I think that it just has, these modern machines have more memory.
Yeah. Well, it's
bigger capacity to hang on to stuff there. Like,
yeah. What it's saying is it's holding that information and transferring that information to that next battle.
Yeah.
Again,
that's not intelligence.
Again, is it intelligence?
It's not
or memory?
walking back to its little hut
computing?
there all pissed off
Memory.
at you there. I can't wait till I see that guy again.
Yeah, it's not like brooding every day, stirring the soup and being like, you know what, the next time I come across that one, I'm going to...
Anyway.
Yeah, but it's framing it as that because it's making it seem more alive than it actually is. Does it trick the player into thinking it's getting a greater experience? I don't know.
You have dynamic storytelling and dialogue.
Does.
Your games that you have on the list for examples are Detroit Become Human and Skyrim.
Yeah, and Walking Dead Telltale series was also there. It's not saying that you have infinite choices. The choices are still finite, as if they were coded by the person. Again, what it's saying is that it's holding on to that information of the last choices you make and bringing them forward, and you still have a finite amount of choices. But it's using the memory of the past choices to build on those future choices.
They gotta
it's
stop
memory.
using AI. That's not even a that's no. That's
It
not
doesn't.
fair.
Yeah.
There's no intelligence involved there.
It's
a memory.
It's a memory thing.
Yeah, you have something like I don't know. It's to me, it's not making choices on its own.
Yeah.
It's not intelligence. Because our modern machines have the ability that they have way more memory storage and RAM and all that stuff.
Yes.
All that stuff I don't know anything about. It has the ability to do that.
Yeah. Where, an 8-bit system didn't have the ability.
AI companions and allies. There are some issues with games in the past where you're like, oh my god, the AI is so bad. Take all your ammo, or they die constantly.
Yeah.
You have The Last
Choices.
of Us as an example, and you have Half-Life 2 as an example. Ellie provides backup, calls out danger.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're coding Ellie to sense danger, as in, if bullets are fired towards Joel, call out that, it's happening. Well, I mean, that's still a coded response.
Yeah.
Right? So, AI, to a certain degree...
I just think that those...
Because it doesn't know what's going to happen in the order it's going to happen in.
Yeah.
It's been told that
just
if
reacts.
this happens, react to that.
Yeah.
I think that's where the artificial intelligence comes in, because it's not like, at 8 hours and 43 minutes, Joel's going to shoot at this guy and Ellie has to do this. No, it could happen at 9 hours and 36 minutes. It could happen at 6 hours and 18 minutes. It's not saying exactly when it's going to happen. It's saying, if this happens, then do this. So it's still an if-when situation.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't feel like true intelligence.
No.
It's just knowing what to respond to.
That was the last talking point in that section. All I have to say about AI in gaming is that you're not getting AI on a disc.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Why buy a game on a disc and pop that sucker in, that AI is not on that disc? It's all just numbers, codes, algorithms.
Yeah.
It's all been programmed there. And then they do a big update, but it's not thinking on its own.
No, it's not. It's still been given parameters and finite choices and things to pull from. It can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next topic point: spotting AI.
Yeah. Can you
spot it? I think
Yeah.
art is pretty obvious right now. That you have too many fingers and thumbs and
Yeah.
a foot where a hand is supposed to go, and
Or things are like too perfect. Like if I'm like, we were talking earlier, I'm like, okay, spit out a CRT for me. Well, are you giving me the scan lines? Are you thinking about, I'm asking for you.
if you asked it for it, it would.
Yeah, but you have to say, give me the scan lines, give me the knobs, give me maybe the antenna, give me, if I want a video of it, is it going to go bong when it starts up? Is it going to know to make the bong? Everything a kid from nowadays hates?
So can I just read what you have here under spotting AI?
Yeah.
You have repetition, generic dialogue, mismatched art, odd balance, uncanny valley feeling. I don't understand what that means.
Okay, so an uncanny valley feeling is like, say I say to you, how's the weather today? And you're like,
I am sad.
yes, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's just this like weird, or you answer it in a really weird way that you're like, you know what? This doesn't feel normal. It's that uncanny valley of like, something's off here. I can't pinpoint what it is, but something's off.
It is like that with art. I don't know. I can't say that I know that with music because I haven't listened to any AI generated
Well,
music.
yeah, well, you and I are not audiophiles. We listen to music we like, we enjoy it, but we don't like dissect it and really get into it.
True.
So people who like, I know some people will be like, oh, that song's from this game. I'm like, oh, that's a cool song. I think I've heard it before in a game. I can't tell you what game it's from. I can't tell you what console it came from. But some people can. And if they hear music that's AI generated, which is basically pulling from every other music that's out there, they're like, that sounds like Mega Man and River City Girls in this game, and they mashed it all together. And like, why? Why did they do that? To me, I'd be like, okay, well, that's a bit of a bop, but it's nothing special. I wouldn't be able to tell you why it's not special. I would just be like, yeah. And it's the same thing with, I mean, you'll get games like Cuphead. The art in that is amazing.
Yeah, that's all hand-drawn.
That's all hand-drawn and generated by an actual human being who took the time to like create the backgrounds. Yeah. And it's just...
But eventually AI is supposed to be able to completely recreate that.
Well, I have yet to see it because I play around with it every now and again just to see. And I'm like, this all feels off.
Yeah. I do know what you mean by sometimes off, but I can't describe why it's off.
Well, sometimes it can't get perspective. Like if I'm looking in a room and I take a picture of a room and I'm like, oh, okay, that's, you know, at my 5'3" height standing, this is what the picture looks like. But then it'll like create weird perspective and angles to make it the most perfect picture, and you're like, that doesn't seem realistic.
We live in a 3D world. I'm wondering, because AI is not in a 3D world, if it just cannot grab the concept of a 3D world.
It could be that too.
That sounded like something that would come out of a friend of mine that does a lot of
Canadian grass.
Yeah, this is just coffee. But yeah, I don't understand. Like I said before, when I notice that it's AI, I know that something's off, but I can't describe to you why I know it's off.
Yeah, but it gives you this, and not just like the art of conversation too is another thing. Like spotting AI, you can spot when an NPC, like we talked about with the weather, if it's just like
somebody was trying to have a conversation with me through text, they would think I was AI.
You were made by humans.
Everything's a thumbs up. But it just doesn't respond exactly like it should respond. So I think to a certain degree we can, but like 5 years ago, we definitely could. Now we can for the most part. Where are we 5 years down the road? What does that look like? Is it even harder?
Yeah, when you say 5 years down the road, I keep seeing and hearing this number of like the year 2030.
Yeah.
They're saying like, oh, well, everybody's going to have to go on a universal basic income, and it's going to be all AI taking huge amounts of jobs, and like,
it's all I know.
I don't know.
I just don't.
Maybe I don't know.
But I don't know. Like, we'll see how far and fast we advance, but I don't see it right now.
Not right at the moment, that's for sure. But I tell you what, if somebody's sitting behind a desk that he could get rid of all of his employees and just have a little box sitting there pumping out whatever he needs.
Oh yeah.
He would do that in a heartbeat.
100%.
Yeah. And then maybe that guy on that desk will get replaced by another little box. You know? The next talking point here kind of
bleeds into the last one.
It's art versus AI. You have human equals soul and intent. And then you have AI equals speed and variety, but lacks heart.
And it does. That's exactly the best way to describe it. Because I know for myself, when I used to do a lot of abstract art, I had somebody that bought a painting for me that said, I want you to make me a painting based off this song by Metallica, and I want you to think about that when you create this song or this picture. I want you to think about that. And I was like, okay, I love Metallica.
And the hippie came and got a painting from you there.
Yeah,
I want you to feel this song.
No, but I mean, I think that was what they were wanting. They wanted that to kind of embody that.
Yeah.
I can't tell AI embody what you would put on a painting, the emotion you would feel when you were making a painting based on this song. It can't do it. It's going to be like, I'm going to take from Metallica cover art and just go Metallica.
AI has no emotion.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it can't have a soul. It can't put heart. It can't influence and interject that into the painting because it has no concept of that, right? Yeah. So how? And
it would just copy something that it finds.
Yes. So I can't I did the painting. He loved it. He thought, this is exactly what I wanted.
Do you have a picture of that?
I do
painting?
have a picture
'Cause
of that.
I would love to know how you felt about this song
Well,
on a painting.
no, but I love Metallica. We're huge
Big
Metallica
Metallica
fans.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think I know what you want. But I couldn't do it for like, a band I've never heard of. Well, this is what AI is doing all the time. It doesn't know what that inspires because it
Yeah.
can't feel. And that's why it feels soulless in these endeavors in art and writing and stuff. It just feels like, I'm going to throw this together and hope this works based on all this information I've pulled faster than you could even blink. And that's what it's doing. And it's not, there's nothing, I don't know, substantial, proprietary.
Yeah.
It doesn't evoke anything. It just, but can it get there?
So now, pros. You have infinite replay, smarter NPCs, and quick updates.
Yeah.
No such thing about a quick update right now.
No.
It's a 15 bajillion gig update as soon as you put that disc in the machine.
Yeah. What it makes you think that these things are all instantaneous and can be smarter, faster, better than any human can be. The problem is, again, that uncanny valley feeling of it's not quite right. And can it get there? And I guess that's the biggest con to it is that it's not doing everything we can do. It is very fast as a workflow application. Oh, I love AI for workflow. I have to give it everything, but it can spit it back out at me in a very digestible amount of information.
What's workflow?
Workflow is just
program?
no. Workflow is just doing everything faster.
Wait.
It's making your workflow faster, but it's not a substitution for actual intelligence. It's like you said, you do math by hand, or you can do math with a calculator. And math with a calculator is faster. Or we can chisel out words. Or we can actually take our quill and write it. Or we can take our pen, or we can type it. We've had...
The way I type, give me the chisel.
But I'm saying, we've always had ways to make jobs and your workflow faster.
Yes.
It's just like
It
making anything...
doesn't equal intelligence.
No, it doesn't. It just makes everything easier so we can be expected to do more.
Yeah.
So it can help you with your workflow, but it can't replace you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest, I guess, depending on what way you're looking at it, the biggest con or pro. The con is it can't replace you yet, but the biggest pro is it can't replace you yet.
It
You know what I
will
mean?
replace
Something.
some people, because to get a certain amount of work done
Yeah.
in this time frame, you might need many hands.
Yeah.
But if AI eliminates most of the hands and does all the calculating stuff
Yeah.
for you, then you only need some hands.
Exactly. So
That's where it's going to eliminate some jobs.
yeah, and in the
We're not even talking about gaming anymore.
Yeah, but in the gaming space, it's the same.
It'll be the same thing in gaming.
Yeah,
because
you
it's
can put it in
all
the same way.
clickety-clack there with the old keyboards. And
Yeah.
stuff
So
like
if
that.
you can get, AI to do everything maybe 30 people are doing, you can cut it down to 15
Would AI be able to play the game to test for bugs?
to test for bugs. I don't know. That's a
Well, if AI creates the game, there should be no bugs.
there should be no bugs. That's right.
If AI creates the game, I should not have to have a friggin' huge update every other day.
No, it should be perfectly playable from day one.
All right, viewer challenge. Is AI improving or ruining games? Would your favorite game feel the same if you had AI in it?
Yeah.
My favorite game is pretty old. I don't see how AI would have improved it.
No, and
Most of my favorite games are fairly old, and most of the modern stuff already kind of feels a little soulless to me.
yeah, because they're
Pumping them out
remaking
so fast.
games,
Yeah.
repeating old content. It feels like the well of ideas is drying up, or we're just repeating the same games because they're proven moneymakers. So
Yes.
why?
Yes.
Why do new
a,
stuff?
A lot of yeses there. There's no. They're not allowing people to be creative.
Yeah.
A game is. Yeah, there's so much art in a game. The visuals, the music, the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's all kinds. Just the story of that game.
Yeah.
That's art.
Yeah.
In itself.
And AI is not going to be able to do that different or new.
Cool. I can't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So in saying all of this stuff, if tomorrow a game comes out claiming to be completely created by AI, A, would you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't claim to be created by AI and just stuck that AAA game out there and you bought it and you loved it and then you found out it was created by AI,
Would it change?
would you care?
Yeah, would it change how you feel about it? I think going forward, AI is always going to be in gaming. I don't know if it's going to be the be-all, end-all. It's not going to replace humans. But that's yet to be determined. I don't think so.
Not yet, anyway.
But again, we may not know. We may not see it coming. We may not be able to distinguish once it gets better and better. So
Yeah.
it's a lot to think about. We're not the experts by any means. We have thoughts. We would love to know your thoughts. Educate us. What did we miss in this video? What did we get wrong? We may have gotten some stuff wrong. I'm not a perfect person. I am not AI. And AI is fallible too. So, yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below. And, yeah, anything you'd like to add onto this, we would love to know your thoughts. Until next time, game on.